why starting DJ is actually the best option, because this is the most controversial thing all offseason. We've talked about it, Al. We've wanted to move on from different topics. We've wanted to leave this one alone and do other things. But every single week, somebody asks about DJ. Every single week, somebody says, what's the quarterback situation? And we go right back into it. And every single time I post something about the quarterback situation, it blows up. So this is the hottest of hot topics for Clemson Tigers and the fan base. And if you read TigerNet, David Hood just came out with an article that quoted Dabo Swinney after the second scrimmage of preseason camp. And here's what he said. DJ is the starter for sure. This is where we are, Dabo Swinney said. Obviously, he has to go play well, just like anybody else. You have to go play well. We certainly hope to get Cade as many opportunities as we can. We wanted to get DJ in as often as we could during Trevor Lawrence's last year. DJ is going to graduate in December. He has big goals and aspirations. He knows what he has to do. He just has to go do it. Hopefully, we will be able to get Cade in as many opportunities as we can, but DJ is the starter, and he has earned that. It is up to him to continue to earn it every week. All right, so Al, he's came out and said, this is Dabo Swinney. He's earned the starting job. Why is that the best option for Clemson?
Well, I personally couldn't agree more. I think DJ being the number one guy is certainly the best option. If for nothing more, this is going to, be kind of silly, but I mean, depth purposes. He gets passed over by a freshman and he might say, see you later, kind of thing. And so it's happened before, obviously. We've seen that. So I'm telling you, though, there's been nothing that we have heard or nothing that, some people have seen at practices or whatever that would say Cade should be the guy right now, period. And I mean, they've both done decent. I think they've had good moments. I think both of them have thrown about the same amount of interceptions. And right now, he's the elder statesman. He knows the system better. I think it's pretty obvious he needs to be the guy that trots out there first. Now, if he didn't take his off season very seriously, if his weight was still a problem and that kind of thing, maybe you're talking about a more legitimate battle. But right now, with the way he slimmed down and trimmed up, I think it's pretty obvious that he's the guy we should be going with, number one.
I think that it makes the best and most sense for Clemson. He's lost weight. He's gone and practiced in the offseason. He's down to 235. I'll give you some insight. I went and saw a friend invited me to the IPTAY rep event where I got to see the very first scrimmage, okay? He is faster. Now, DJ is not as fast as Cade Klubnik. Cade Klubnik, guys, Cade Klubnik can literally hike the ball, and he's doggone near out of bounds by the time he rolls out. I mean, Trenton Simpson, Barrett Carter, they have a difficult time keeping up with him. He is that fast. I mean, it's so fast that it's almost like there were a couple of rollouts where the play wasn't even really developed and he was almost running out of bounds. So there's some negativity to that too, because it's like, whoa, fella, maybe glide out of bounds, maybe glide over there. Don't just sprint over there, But he is so fast, which makes him super lethal in the QB read. When he got out there, it was him and Phil Maffa, and he would put the ball out in front of him. Phil would either take it or he would pull it back. And even elite defense like Clemson's struggled to figure out what they were going to do because they had to honor Cade Klubnik a ton. But the interesting thing that I saw that a lot of people don't even believe me when I tell them I saw it with my own eyes. They say, Morgan, I don't know, man. I'll believe it when I see it. All this stuff is hype. You're just a radio guy. You're just a talking head. You don't know. I saw it with my own eyes. DJ doing the same thing. Is he bigger, stronger, maybe heftier than Cade? Of course. He's probably not as fast as Cade. We know that, of course. But there's a lot more to quarterback than just being fast. And I'm telling you guys, he was able to do those kind of read, RPO, quarterback read type things as good or equal to Cade. And he was able to take off a couple of QB runs. Now, I know it's purple jersey, so I get that. But he looks lean. He looks quicker on his feet. And the most important thing, Al, Houston, what have we talked about all doggone offseason? Confidence.
Yeah.
He does look like he has confidence out there with his body, trusting himself. I'm not trying to just blow smoke here. I'm telling you, I saw it. So Houston, there's more conversation that Dabo Swinney had. He said, DJ, I think, played pretty clean procedurally. He was very clean in his decision making, which is, that's a big deal. Everybody talks about decision making, right? He had one play that he would like to have back, but procedurally, all of that, he made a couple of good plays with his legs. The biggest thing has been his creativity. He has made a lot of plays with his legs in camp. I have told him 3 or 5 times, you would not have made that play last year. He is moving much better. He has lots of confidence. That is the number one thing. He really has done a good job there. Houston, I don't think this is smoke from Dabo Swinney. I don't think this is coach speak. What are your thoughts on the matter?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people, kind of like what you said, are like, well, we've seen this once before. Kelly Bryant couldn't do it, and Trevor Lawrence was there. This is a different situation. And I believe that, look, I think Cade's going to be amazing when he gets back in 23 and 24. Ain't no doubt about it. But I have a tendency to believe when Dabo gets latched onto something and says, this guy's going to be good, I'm telling you right now, this guy's going to be good. He's generally right. I mean, there's been a handful of people, but I mean, even look at everybody's been like, oh, and got it. He hasn't been injured this year. He's making plays. I mean, he got held out of the practice that one day. I get it. Wrap him in bubble wrap. Do what you got to do to get him the season. But he said the same thing about Cornell Powell, Kevin Dodd, Hunter Renfrow. He's got an eye for this. And he's been saying DJ's he's gonna do it, guys. I'm just telling you. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it is. Maybe by week 4, Cade comes in and takes over. But at the same time, look, if DJ makes the strides that he needs to, and honest to goodness, he doesn't have to do that much more to get this team to be undefeated. You think about last year, Clemson was 5 plays away from being 12-0. I mean, people want to make a big deal about, well, they could have been 5 and 7. If you're going to play that game, they were 5 plays away from being 12-0. Mm-hmm. And I've always made this assumption that DJ doesn't have to have the most amazing year ever. He doesn't have to be a Heisman winner. If he just throws double production-wise, TD-wise, and cut his interceptions in half, 12-0. And that's only 18-5. That's not knocking the world down. 18-5. I don't think he can do that.
I think that DJ also with the schedule has a good scenario set up for him, because when you look at it, the first 4 games now, especially with Hartman out, I don't see any issue there. I don't see any issue with NC State. I mean, to be honest with you, I will be shocked if they can come to Clemson and win a revenge game at home with the nation's largest winning streak on the line, a home winning streak. I don't see it happening. They've lost their left tackle. They've lost their number 1 wide receiver. They've lost both their running backs, and nobody seems to even act like that's a big deal. And guess what? It's a big deal. So while they may have one of the best defenses in the ACC, it's a big deal. So that's my thought. I think that Clemson obviously has a chance to do well, and DJ can go into this season, again, not having to worry so much about that marquee game day experience, very first game of the season. I mean, anybody. That would be a stressful game. That was a stressful game for us. that would be a stressful game for anybody. And like Houston said, basically lost the game on a pick 6 where the wide receiver, we don't really know what really happened, but from what we think happened, Justin Ross didn't run the route right. So, I mean, it wasn't all DJ's fault in that game. Yeah. And then just confidence. As Richardson has said many times, confidence is key, because if you lose it, then it's like it takes forever to get it back. Maybe it takes a whole entire offseason to get it back. So a lot there to be said about him having confidence. And again, I saw it with my own eyes. He definitely looks a ton better. That's for sure.